As a chemist and as an engineer, oftentimes the business side of a startup can seem daunting, but it is indeed extremely important. And sometimes it seems like it's the more important side of the business, actually. And this is not the type of skills that chemists are typically trained in. And so it can be a really steep learning curve. For any young chemists that are out there looking to enter the world of startups and want to have a better grasp on the business side of things, I would encourage you in your undergraduate education and your PhD to pursue opportunities in which you can kind of interface a little bit with the business side of things. And so a lot of schools have different programs or accelerators that you can join to learn about these business aspects. And if you're out of school, I would say a really great place to start is to look on some websites of venture capital firms who oftentimes post their investment decisions, and they're thinking about why they invested and why they didn't. And there's a lot of great business insights that can be gleaned from those sorts of resources. And so I think that if you find that part interesting, it's great to lean into it and learn as much as you can about the business side, because having that technical background is always going to be extremely valuable in a startup environment or otherwise.
At a startup, the business side is just as important as the science. To learn how to do those things, we resort to accelerator programs such as the Clean Tech Open. We resort to incubator programs such as Chain Reaction Innovations or Cyclotron Road. We also resort to mentors, and those are really important. These are people that have been in business for a very long time, and they also sought help when they needed, and now they're giving back. So they're sharing their experiences, and it's actually not that hard to get on a call with them. They're very generous with their time and with sharing what they know. The other way of just getting that knowledge is to work with students from MBA programs. We have worked with a few different schools, and it's actually awesome. They are able to do some of the work as part of their business program. So in some classes, they have to develop a project, and you can volunteer as a study case, and also have them in as interns. So it's a pretty cool way of bringing that knowledge in without having to learn everything from scratch too.
As an engineer, especially as a technical co-founder, gaining business knowledge was incredibly important. And one thing that I was able to do from a very early time in starting the company was to throw myself into the line of fire. And I think on one hand, while I was still a student, I tried to take as many business classes as I could. I tried to get as many advisors that understood the business side of starting up a company in life sciences. But I think the most important thing to do is to understand that the only way to learn, or the best way to learn, is by trial and error. And one thing that we definitely were able to do as we started the business was fall flat on our face. Every single time we made an error, though, we learned, and we learned how to come back even stronger.